Hey, it's AW and we back today, guys. And today we're going to dive into a matchup that I've been working on. I've been kind of just thinking about the Viltrumites versus the Saiyans. When we dive into a matchup of this nature, we have to consider that both these races have great similarities. Conquering races, they fly around the galaxy looking for other planets and other races to conquer. But I will say the difference is the Saiyans were kind of being led by Frieza, while the Viltrumites were being led by Viltrumite. On the opposite end, we also have to consider their differences, along with their strengths and weaknesses. Viltrumites are a powerful alien race from the Invincible comic and animated series. And when we dive into speed, because you guys know I like to start with the pillars: physical strength, speed, durability, and hacks. When we dive into the speed, Saiyans can move past the speed of light, with Goku and Vegeta both, reaching massively faster than light speeds. The two of the most powerful Saiyans in existence are currently massively faster than light speed. So Saiyans do have the ability to be extremely fast. Goku may be faster due to his instant transmission technique, and that is only unique to him as far as the Saiyans go. That is a technique only unique to him. Saiyans also have light speed reaction time when in combat, as when Goku is easily capable of dodging hits time skip. Saiyans are a conqueror race, just like the Viltrumites. Only the Viltrumites are more powerful in their verse than Saiyans are in Dragon Ball. And the reason I say this is because, unlike the verse in Invincible, there are other races in Dragon Ball which can compete with the Saiyans and Goku. It's a huge physiological advantage for the Viltrumites when we're discussing the Viltrumites versus the Saiyans. We as scalers have to remember that Goku's instant transmission technique is not common for all Saiyans. And while Goku would be included in this matchup, we're just looking at the Saiyan race as a whole and not individual Saiyans. When we're discussing the Viltrumites win in speed due to them capable of traversing vast distances in space without a teleportation technique. And they also have faster than light reaction time, with the oldest of the Viltrumites being even faster. Another proof of the Viltrumites moving massively
Invincible has
faster
about
than
12
light
minutes
was
to get
when
to orbit.
Alien
Now, there
Allen
are two ways to
was
define the term.
1.58 light years away from Earth. Alien to Allen was going to move that distance in 12 minutes, and the fact that Mark was able to meet him before he reached Earth mean even the weakest Viltrumites, because Mark is a young Viltrumite currently within the show in the last season, which means even the weakest Viltrumites are massively faster than light without teleportation techniques. While Saiyans are seen traveling the galaxy utilizing ships that take months. Outside of Goku, most Saiyans are not massively faster than light, and none of them have been seen traveling light years throughout space without a ship or any sort of other means of transportation. Now, when we dive into energy projection, of course, the Saiyans take the win in this pillars as Viltrumites do not possess energy-based attacks. This would be one of the greatest advantages over the Viltrumites Saiyans would have, as one of the most prolific Viltrumite killers, the Space Racer, has a gun that can pierce the Viltrumite's durable skin, but it is unknown how it will affect older Viltrumites. Nolan, a high-level Viltrumite and direct descendant of one of the Viltrumite Emperor Argyle, affected by Space Racer gun, meaning certain key attacks would be able to kill low-level Viltrumites. Most scalers never want to bring in to the question physiology into the mix of scaling for the simple fact it would take away from the advantage of their favorite character. Saiyans are capable of projecting ki blasts that can damage or destroy objects from afar. Now I know what some scalers are going to say. Dragon Ball's characters have been using ki blasts to destroy planets. While this is true, there are records of soul Viltrumites conquering planets as well. We also have to understand that even if a Saiyan destroyed a planet, a Viltrumite will survive if they are not hit directly with a ki attack or ki blast. And it is possible that high-level Viltrumites may not be affected, as Mark and Thrall fought near the core of the sun and still survived. Nevertheless, Saiyans still, so that means they do have some resistance to energy-based attacks or energy-based damage. Nevertheless, Saiyans still have the superiority in the energy projection pillar, and there is evidence of low-level Viltrumites being defeated by energy-based weapons. Space Racer, prime example. Meaning Saiyans' energy key attacks would have effects on low-level Viltrumites. Not to mention, even some of the low-level Saiyans are capable of destroying stars and planets with their energy projection. Now, when we jump over to durability, the Viltrumites have the edge over the Saiyans due to their high adaptability and superior healing factor. And before the Goku twerkers start to flock to the comment section, please understand that we're referring to the Saiyan race and Viltrumites as a whole, not Goku, Vegeta, or Broly individually, as they incorporate powers that are not strictly from the Saiyan race, or not unique to just the Saiyan race. The Saiyans can be extremely versatile. When we flip over, the Saiyans can be extremely versatile. But when we flip over to durability, I'm going to run with the Viltrumites. Similar to the Saiyans Zenkai boost, Viltrumites get stronger through battle experience. But the difference is Viltrumites do not need to be near death to receive their boost. Viltrumites' adaptability is so crazy. They are capable of holding their breath for maybe weeks to a month at a time, as seen when Nolan flew through space for weeks until he reached the Thrax planet. Unlike the Saiyans, the Viltrumites can breathe in space. Viltrumites have been seen to only be killed if you destroy their head. This is proof when Nolan fought those two Viltrumite warriors that came to kill him, Mark, and Nolan's other son. They also came to destroy Thrax and force Nolan an answer for his crimes versus the Viltrumite Empire. The Viltrumites that stayed down were the ones Nolan killed with a head blow or a head attack. The one Nolan only gutted and opened his intestines survived, broke his spine from behind while holding his intestines. That is a crazy durability feat, proving Viltrumites can take more trauma than Saiyans and still be able to fight. So the Viltrumites are extremely durable. See, durability when scaling is more than how tough a character's skin is. Durability is the only pillar that can be amplified through the other pillars, while the Hacks ability is the only pillar that can amplify all of the other pillars. Many of the Viltrumites' durability feats are associated or in line with their physiology. Viltrumites have been shown to be capable of surviving trauma that would kill most other beings. Viltrumites also have a high level healing factor that allows them to survive attacks that would destroy other characters. For example, when Sorbet shot Goku, any Viltrumite, even the low level ones, would have survived that level of attack. When we cut into physical strength, I know this will be a subject of contention for many scalers, as many are going to attest that because Goku was capable of withstanding punches from Beerus, who's a known universe buster, then the Saiyans have to be physically stronger than the Viltrumites. We as scalers have to realize that Goku, Vegeta, and Broly are not your typical Saiyans. And when we are discussing this matchup, we are referring to the Saiyans as a whole and the Viltrumites as a whole. One thing that does come into play is the fact that many of the Saiyans can turn into great apes and acquire great power and physical strength. While in this form, the Saiyans usually lose their minds and their minds revert back to an animalistic state. Even though the Saiyans increase in size and physical strength, the Viltrumites become stronger as they age, while Saiyans become stronger by being on the brink of death and surviving that experience, if they're able to survive. The older the Viltrumite, the more powerful or physically strong that Viltrumite becomes. This is even more true and potent when we are discussing high-level Viltrumite nobility, those that are descended from the Viltrumite Emperor. Those Viltrumites that are descendants of the Emperor are some of the strongest Viltrumites in existence. So we have to give the physical strength to the Viltrumites as a whole. Hacks abilities are abilities that ignore a character's defense and amplifies that said character's offense, or sometimes defense. The Viltrumites Nordans have hacks abilities that ignore defense. When we are discussing the Saiyans versus the Viltrumites, we have to consider physiology. The physiology of the Viltrumites is superior to the Saiyans. Physiology of the Viltrumites is superior to the Saiyans. The Viltrumites are capable of adapting to stressful environments much better than the Saiyans. It is my belief that when Viltrumites receive trauma that is not a head injury or a head blow, their bodies instantly begin regenerating. Viltrumites cannot be killed unless you destroy their head or their brain, while Saiyans have physiologies more similar to humans, as a blow to any of their vitals could kill them, even the stronger Saiyans, as we've seen with Goku and Sorbet. If we consider the Viltrumites' high-speed regenerative ability and the fact that they can survive the vacuum of space, we have no choice but to choose the Viltrumites as the race with the superior physiology. Now, I know I'm going to get some Goku twerkers in my comments section say, but Goku fought Beerus and shook the macrocosm of Universe 7. First, this is a conversation discussing the Saiyans as a whole, not individual characters. Second, understand that Goku, Vegeta, and Broly are not your average Saiyans. Frieza wiped out the entire race of Saiyans by himself with only Bardock capable of even putting up a fight. When we look at the Saiyan race as a whole, out of those few Saiyans that we mentioned within the Dragon Ball verse, many of them would be overran or killed by the Viltrumites, strictly from the simple fact that the Viltrumites, for a short time, can even survive the power of the sun, as shown when Mark fought Thrag, and they fought in the sun. See, even a few Saiyans are powerful enough. Even if a few Saiyans are powerful enough to survive a group of Viltrumites, the Viltrumites' durability and healing factor will force some Saiyans to yield when they run out of ki. The Saiyans' best weapon is going into ape mode, but even that isn't a guarantee as their power is attributed to the moon. So they need the moon to even transform. Yes, Vegeta discussed a technique that would allow the summoning of a makeshift moon, but remember, Saiyans lose their minds when they go into this ape form. And there is no guarantee they're strong enough to destroy the entire Viltrumite race due to their durability and high-speed regenerative ability. Yes, Goku and Vegeta would beat all of the Viltrumites 1 vs 1, but remember, this isn't a 1 vs 1 fight. When I study the Viltrumites, I see a race that has more weapons for conquering than the Saiyans, and a physiology that is more adept to conquering the galaxy or the universe than the Saiyans as well. The Viltrumites are far superior to the Saiyans as far as concerned as a whole. So I have no choice but to give the battle or the war to the Viltrumites. And let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. This is AW and I'm out.